Hey folks, it's Tom, your Frugal Prepper. I'm out here in the garage. I was just working on this Chevy Cruze, and it got me to thinking about Humble Mechanics video. Like, is it a good time to become a mechanic in 2018? Garnet Tools, I'll put a link up here. His video, it's hilarious. He did a response to that, and I thought, you know what, I might kind of do a response to that too. There's a part of me that would love to become a mechanic. Sometimes I get tired of my current job because I'm being asked to do more work than is possible in the time that's given. I'm put in impossible situations constantly, and everybody puts me in that situation, and then they walk away, and they're like, Tom can't get it done. We don't know. Does Tom know what he's doing? And it's like, I'm working as hard as I can, but yet people seem to think that I'm not getting anything done. It's because I have these impossible tasks to accomplish. But I don't worry about it too much. I just work, collect my paycheck until I get fired, and I'll get a new job fixing computers somewhere else. There's always broken computers somewhere. Everybody needs a Cisco engineer. But right now, I mean, there's things I really like about the place I work, and there's things that aren't so great, but, it's a job. But I've given serious thought to, should I become a mechanic? I'm working on this Chevy Cruze. It's been to the dealership a number of times. It ate a turbo. It's eaten a turbo before. It luckily didn't eat enough of it to damage the engine. It's been worked on quite a bit. I think the owner just had it at the dealership because of oil leak problems, is what he brought it in for. And I think they did like $2,000 worth of work on it. And replaced all kinds of transmission lines and stuff. And as soon as I pulled off the turbo and I looked kind of underneath the car, it's coated with oil. And the oil cooler has been leaking like a sieve because the gaskets in it were so... These are supposed to be rubber, and they're just like brittle. They're snapping apart. Granted, there's, 3 hours of labor involved in getting to those gaskets and replacing them and putting them back in. I think it's like 2.8 hours book time. But it needed $20 worth of gaskets to stop that oil leak. Maybe the axle seals and the transmission lines and all that were leaking too. I don't know. But there's a lot of oil leaking under that thing. And they didn't even bring that up. As I'm taking the turbo off, there's a bolt missing there. Oh, there's a bolt missing there. Well, I found all the bolts. They've been dropped down in the engine in one part or another, and they didn't ever bother to fish them out. They just kept on going like, oh, screw that bolt. This is at a dealership. And is it a good time to become a mechanic? If you actually care about your job and you want to do things right, probably not. Because while I love wrenching on cars at home, because it's no big deal. The book time on this to replace the turbo is 2.9 hours. You know what? I'm going to spend 12 hours on it. I don't care. I'm doing it at home on the weekend in my garage. I can take my time and go through it and just make sure that it's done right. But you put me in a flat rate situation where I got to rush through things or I'm not getting paid, I would be just as miserable doing that as I am being put in impossible situations in my current job. And I wouldn't be going to get any money. At least where I'm at now, it's not like, oh, you have to fix this router and you have to fix this many of them a day or you don't get paid. I'm in a situation where I don't just get paid for what I do, I also get paid for what I know. So that's better than being in a situation like you get paid for what you can actually fix and turn out and bill for. And it doesn't matter if you're the new guy that just barely knows how to turn a wrench or you're the guy with lots of experience that can diagnose things like crazy. I don't see, I feel bad for people that own cars that don't work on them themselves because they take their car to some shop that does flat rate and they get that kind of work. They get that kind of diagnosis. They get somebody that has to rush through the job because they're just trying to make a living. So, I don't know. I don't know that the mechanic field is a place I would want to be if I'm working for somebody else. And opening your own shop's a nightmare too. I don't know where it's going. I mean, I don't know where the whole automotive technical field is heading. I get the feeling that we're heading towards throwaway vehicles. Like, they're just, you know, they're going to be major component replacements, you know? Like, you don't fix that turbo. You yank the engine out and pop in another one. And, you know, when it goes really wrong, you throw the car away and you build another one. I think we're moving towards more and more disposable type stuff. I don't think, long term, auto techs is a field to go into. If I was a teenager, I'm not sure I'd want to go into that field. As much as I love doing it, as much as I enjoy it, maybe diesel techs and airplane mechanics. There's plenty of other types of mechanics. But that's just my 2 cents on it. I think I love it now because I can take the time and do it right, but I think it would drive me crazy if I had to rush through it. If I couldn't stop and slow down and take my time with it. Alright, that's all I got, folks. It's just a quick little garage update. Things are working great now that I've moved. My toolboxes are over here against the sidewall, and then in front there I just have a little cabinet mounted, and I set a little tool tray up there to keep my tools on and work, and I have room to walk. It's working out much better. But you'll see a video coming out on this Chevy Cruze soon when I get it all edited and done, and you'll kind of see a garage update in the toolbox tour here soon too. I'll talk to y'all later. Just some thoughts. Let me know what you think. Is it a good time to become a mechanic? If you were going to do it all over again, would you become a mechanic again? I don't think you become a mechanic to get rich. I think you become a mechanic because you love it. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. It's Tom, your Frugal Prepper.